it's America's party town, right? It's Nevada. I don't know. So
and the suicide rate is lower?
If you're feeling low, go to Nevada. What happens in Nevada stays in Nevada, I guess, right?
And you would think with Nevada, people go out there to lose their house or life savings that they might commit suicide. That seems antithetical in a way.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, oddly enough, that's the one state that had a decrease. So,
wow.
All right. Yeah. So, Joe, before we move on, I'm going to give you this one shot because you missed the show last week to give us your view on why tariffs are bad. So, go. I'm going to let you go.
Well, just historically, I view it as. But as you saw on my Facebook post, I would actually be willing to go further than you. It's a definition of terms, for one, that we have with each other. First and foremost, is a tariff a tax? Yes, it is. Is tax increases on American citizens a liberal idea? Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, are there other ways that we can go about this? Yes, there are. If we want to be serious, rather than punishing American citizens with a tax, we tell China or Mexico, whoever we're wishing to punish, we're not, as of January 1st, 2019, you may not send any more widgets. Let's just use widgets.
So you're saying
pile up in your warehouses. You let your factories have to lay off all your workers because no other markets will bear the burden of you dumping your widgets.
Okay, so
wait,
let's stop.
You
there
said
for
tax. Who's paying the tariff? Let's be clear.
American citizens.
Oh, okay, no. You think that the tariff gets tacked on to the price as, here's your 6% Michigan sales tax, and here's the tariff, or does the importer pay that fee?
It lands up eventually in the consumer's price.
Yeah, I see where Joe's going. So Joe's calling it a tax because, like in the case of, let's say, the aluminum, right? And we played something from Wilbur Ross on this before. We raised the tariffs on aluminum. Costs are going to go up X percent. And in the case of the aluminum, it turned out to be like 0.03 of a percent or 0.03 of a cent on a can of Coke or pop or whatever, right? So, yes, in a way, that is true. So the consumer will pay more. But let me ask you this, Joe. If we do what you said and we just tell China, Canada, Mexico, we're locking you down, you're not sending any more aluminum here, you're not sending any more steel here, prices are going to go up still.
Well, you've got to do it at a date future, again, to give time for U.S. production and or other sources to be found to try and offset that. But I don't deny that, yes, prices could also go up.
Yes, and that's the point.
If you want to punish your enemy, that's the way to do it. Yeah. You're not just solely punishing American citizens.
Right. So here's the point I'm trying to make. It's a negotiating tactic, and this is what I want to say to you, because when Canada puts 270% tariff on our dairy products, 270%, and Donald Trump just wants to do, I don't know if we're doing dairy back at them that same fashion now, and it's not working in a vacuum. One product, and I can see where two countries may say, hey, you want to protect your dairy farms, I want to protect our steel farms, you go do 270, I'll do 270, whatever. I mean, there's quid pro quo, right? There's always, it should be there. And
steel farms.
Steel factories. But what I'm saying is, quid pro quo. You know what? All of these countries, Canada, Mexico, Europe, Japan, China, are putting high tariffs on our products. We don't even come close. This was the system set up after World War II. And all Trump is trying to do is get it leveled out to that point where people are being fairly treated. And I don't know that that's happening right now.
It's a bargaining tactic. Trump said this morning, I heard it on the news this morning, Trump said, we need to get to a point where there are no tariffs. That would be the thing. Yes. No tariffs.
Yes.
So how do you get the other guy to remove his tariffs? You impose tariffs on his stuff or threaten to do that.
Yes.
You have
that's
no
all you can
other control over that. So if you want to see those tariffs go away, if that's not a tariff war, you're not saying, we'll raise our tariffs, you raise your tariffs. No, we'll raise our tariffs until you lower yours.
Okay. In the end, Joe, we I guess here's what we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's all we can say. Let's let this play out. Let's see what NAFTA happens with. I think Trump went into this G7 summit with the right hand. He went in strong. And again, it's the Trumpism, right? I'm going big tariffs, the heck with you and your G7. Why don't we make a G8, bring in Russia again and the whole 9 yards?
Because he's in Russia's pocket, you know?
And I am with you, and I agree wholeheartedly. We've been taken advantage of too long, and we must demand these agreements being renegotiated.
Yes.
So I am with you on that. Okay. It is the manner in which we think we can go about it and what will ultimately harm our enemies rather than just harm ourselves.
Right. Okay, well, thanks for the call, Joe. As always, good to hear from you. And let's give that National Suicide Prevention Lifeline again one more time. 1-800-273-8255. That's 273-8255. If you know somebody...
Take care, guys. Love you.
Take care.
Remember, Joe, we love you.
All right, take care. Let's take a... It was Pastor Rick. He was just outside the window. Go ahead, Pastor Rick. What do you got?
Hey, I just wanted to comment on this tariff
I'm going to shoot myself.
Calling it a tax is kind of disingenuous here. The fact is we have other avenues of getting steel over here other than these countries that we'd be charging tariffs to. Actually, what it would do is cause us to use more U.S. steel and steel from countries that we're not charging tariffs to rather than them. Therefore, it's not going to cause a pay increase. The only one that's getting punished in this group are the ones that we're putting tariffs on, which then all of a sudden puts our president in good negotiating power on NAFTA.
Yes.
That sounds reasonable.
I agree. I
agree.
I agree. Well, excellent call, Pastor Rick. I saw you. You should have put a little sign up in the window saying, I want to come in and talk.
Yeah,
you don't have to call in like
I did. You didn't read it.
Oh, I didn't. Did you hold something up?
Never stopped. The eyes in the back of my head weren't working. I had them closed.
When I take my
resting.
glasses off, I can see Ed here without my glasses. It's perfect, but I can't see hardly Derek's just a shape over there.
You know, nothing's ever stopped him from
thanks,
opening
Pastor
the door
Rick.
before, you know.
All right.
Take care. All right. Well, we're winding down to the bottom. Boy, that went quick, didn't it?
How
many minutes we got, Derek?
It's 7:45.
No, that clock. Well, that hurts too. The clock in here is off a little bit. I keep looking at it. I'm like, what? It seems to be working, but it's not. Well, we're going to talk about the Singapore summit coming up when we come back from the break, and I'm going to laugh. You're going to laugh because we talked about this just kind of 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was funny, and I kind of tweeted it out. But let me get one other business in here while we got an extra minute. If you're looking for something to do tonight, go to Burroughs Roadhouse, 810-227-6000. That's 810-227-6000. Burroughs Roadhouse, located in West Brighton on Brighton Road, 5311 Brighton Road. Or you can go to burroughs-roadhouse.com. If you go to thecurrentonline.com, you can see $15 off any 4 entrees, 15% off Sunday brunch, and they have a wonderful Sunday brunch out there at Burroughs Roadhouse. Great pizza, great food, great steaks, great drinks. They have band nights on Thursdays, Sunday barbecue, 3 to 9 p.m. Combo plate special starting at $12.99. So it is a great atmosphere. They've got some gluten-free menu going on. Get your butt out to Burroughs, 810-227-6000. Have you been out there lately?
Yeah.
It's
on
a Thursday?
Wonderful place. No, Thursday.
Oh, my gosh. Thursday, you better get there early.
I can't get anywhere early. Are you kidding me? And then fight 23 to get there?
You need to move out our way.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you? You're stuck down here in Ypsilanti? Do you really like it down here? You need to move.
Look, you're making me depressed. Okay?
I'm not depressed.
I'm going to have to call the suicide hotline pretty soon. You know,
I'm not saying.
No, I love Ypsilanti. I love the Whitmore Lake area too. I am torn, but my house is paid for, and I am only 5 minutes away from the lake where I live right now. So.
Oh, that's right, because you're the Belleville guy, right? You like Belleville. I saw a little video on Facebook the other day. You stuck out there.
Oh, did you see? Isn't that amazing?
I did. Huh. Okay, well, there's the hard break. Yep. Thank you, Derek. We will see you on the other side, and we're going to talk North Korea. See you then.
People are always always on the go, driving to work, running errands. How do they keep informed? They listen to Wham Talk 1600 just like you. If you're a business owner, your message can reach these people wherever their travels take them. People tune to Wham Radio for the latest issues, discussed by hosts like Joe Pags, Fayrone X, and Dana Lesh. And they'll stay tuned for your message as well. Call 734-971-1600 today and advertise your business with Wham Radio and whamradio.com. Whamradio.com.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. With the G7 summit now in the books, the next stop for President Trump is Singapore and a sit-down with North Korea's Kim Jong-un.
This will be the first time a sitting U.S. president has met face-to-face with a North Korean leader. And according to the Singapore government, more than 2,500 journalists have registered to cover the historic meeting. And while North Korea has been silent in terms of outlining its goals for the summit, the U.S. has made it clear that its aim is a commitment from Pyongyang to denuclearize.
Fox's John Decker in Singapore. The president giving an overall positive review of the just concluded meeting in Quebec.
We tackled a variety of issues and opportunities facing our nations. At the top of the list was the issue of trade. Very important subject because the United States has been taken advantage of for decades and decades, and we can't do that anymore.
Fox News, we report, you decide.
What kind of a country turns its tax collectors into secret police? And what do you call a government that values its own survival above the rights of its people? A country where leaders act like mob bosses, attacking citizens with rules and restrictions they fear they'll never have the power to overcome. Where the content of your prayers is between you, your God, and your government. Our nation of laws is becoming a nation of corruption, where whoever has the power throws their punches while they can. Everyone loses under this type of lawlessness. So we must do now what we've always done as Americans. As good guys, speak out. No government agency has the right to attack its citizens with fear. We are the 5 million men and women of the National Rifle Association of America, leaders in the fight for freedom for all. Join us.
Your bridge to recovery and wellness is WellBridge. WellBridge is redefining the rehabilitation and nursing care experience with the most amazing care facilities you've ever seen. All WellBridge locations offer a resort-like atmosphere, and their driving goal is to provide each guest with an epic experience. Here's former patient Evelyn Danielson from Brighton.
When I got into my room, there were happy faces welcoming me. The PT people there peeked around the door the next morning and said, "You're going to walk with us." And I said, "Oh, no, I can't." But I did. They don't push you. They lead you very kindly. And the next thing you know, you're doing it. They have a wonderful attitude.
For rehabilitation and nursing care, ask for something epic. Ask for WellBridge. In Brighton, Fenton, Novi, and Pinckney. Now looking for talented nurses and certified nurse assistants to join their growing team, WellBridge invites everyone to learn more about them at thewellbridgegroup.com. WellBridge, your bridge to recovery and wellness starts here.
And welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to catch our drift in studio with Ed Bonderenka.
Good to be here.
It is good to be here.
Yes.
I'm in a good mood today. You know,
you are. You're not angry.
I'm not angry. No,
Yet.
Nothing to be angry about, right? Well, I do want to mention this, right? Wham Radio has been granted FCC approval to build out and start broadcasting over an FM signal. And folks, this is my personal dream. I want to breach the ramparts of the FM airwaves. So please, I want you to help us out by donating whatever you can. A couple bucks, $1,000, $20,000, whatever you have. If you're wealthy, give heartily. But if you can't, just give a little bit. You can go to GoFundMe.com, type in the search bar Wham Radio, and help us raise some money so that